I'm Holly from Your Past is a Gift, and I'm here today because I have an important message for you. Okay, in the last video we were talking about where your anger or your sadness or your fear started. We were trying to find that point in time. Now, I'll take you through mine, and as you're listening to my story, I want you to really start to think about your story. Where did your story start? Now, when I was 4 years old, I was at preschool, and all the kids were talking about brothers and sisters, and I didn't have one. So I thought, well, I have to get one because they sounded so happy to have, these other beings in their life, and I was at home by myself. I think I had a dog at that stage, or maybe the year after, but it wasn't the same as having another person that you can actually talk to and interact with, and as we did with all the other children at school. So I went home, and kept bugging mum and dad, please, can I have a sister? Everyone else has one, and I just feel like my life's not complete if I don't have one. And so a year later, my sister was born. So here I am, 5 years old, and everything shifted for me. Because at that time, all the attention and all the love and everything at home belonged to me. It was all mine. But what happened was, at this point, when my sister was born, my mum was giving her all the attention, as you do with a baby, right? I'm telling you from the eyes of a 5-year-old. So my mum was giving her all the attention. She was giving her, in my eyes, she was giving her all the love. She was giving her all of her, so I felt, at the time, cast aside. Now, my mum also believed that it was her duty to care for my sister and tend to my sister, and that I shouldn't be burdened with these chores, of helping to feed her or helping to change her nappies or helping to, help her go to sleep, when you just rock the little crib or anything like that to help her go to sleep. So I kind of felt like she was a separate thing to me then, because I wasn't part of any of the activities that involved my sister. But my mum just wanted me to have the freedom to be a child. She didn't want me to, I don't know, I guess because my mum was the eldest of many children and she had to raise all the siblings. So she kind of had to grow up very quickly. She didn't want me to feel that way, of having to take care or have that responsibility, of taking care of my sister. That was her job. But at the same time, I felt separate to this being that had come into the house. I felt like now she's getting all the attention, she's getting all the love, and I felt cast aside. Not only did I feel cast aside, but I started to feel invisible. I had a sense of invisibility, like she couldn't see me anymore. My mum couldn't see me anymore. She didn't care anymore if I was there or I wasn't there. She was so busy with this new baby. And so, in this point in my life, even though my mum had done exactly the same for me, she had given me all her love, all her time, all her attention, to make sure that I was safe, to make sure that I was growing up healthy, to make sure that I would, be able to go out into the world to an age where I could take care of myself. Now, there's the other problem. At 5, I was very independent. And so my mum was probably thinking, well, she can get by doing her own thing. She doesn't need me to dress her anymore or to feed her anymore. Or, I was able to do many things for myself at this stage. So she probably thought, for her it was easier to just attend to the baby and to let me just take care of myself. But at that point in time, I felt like she had withdrawn her love for me. I started to feel that love was a fragile thing, that one minute it was there and the next minute it would be taken away. That's what it felt like to me at the time as a 5-year-old. And I have carried this throughout my whole life. I have carried this feeling of being invisible, of not being important, because I was not worthy of her time anymore, of her love. And so I put it to you today to think, Was there a time in your life, when you were a child, that something happened to you that you felt you were invisible, or that you weren't important, or maybe you weren't good enough? A lot of adults make us feel that we're not good enough for their love. We have to be proving ourselves all the time to earn this love. So I want you to think about those things and try and find the moment in your life where everything shifted for you. Maybe it was early on, I don't know your background. Maybe it was from the very beginning, that you had parents that had their own issues and they just couldn't tend to you. But I want you to think about it today. Stop ignoring it and stop burying it. I want you to think about it. Think about how it made you feel. Now, I know this is hard because I've been through a lot of tears, and I've been through a lot of heartache going over all of this in my mind. But once you start looking at it, you'll be able to work through it. And that's what we're trying to do, especially if there's a fear there. You want to work through the fear. You don't want to let this fear keep dominating your life for the rest of your life. You want to work through it. So I want to help you with that. Okay? All right. So think about that moment in time when you were a child, that something painful happened and you shifted. And we'll talk more about this in the coming videos because this is so important. Okay. All right. So remember to click like and subscribe below so you don't miss any videos as they come out, because the next message might be the most important message for you. All right. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.